got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to our post show for the end of night one of Wrestlemania. It is it's coming up to about 9:22 here in the Mountain Time Zone. The show just went off the air probably about 20 minutes ago or so. I am, of course, Kellen Nitro. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, you name it, at the socials below at Kellen Nitro. I got contributors kind of trickling in all over the place because we got people still in the midst of watching the main event. We've got people that are finishing the main event because it's an on-demand world now. But I've got one of our contributors jumping in from Kayfabe Wrestling Inc. Of course, it is that house, Morehouse, joining us in via audio phone today. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Good. I'm calling from the 1-800-ATT Collect Center, and we're having a great show here. We're having a Nitro party again, and
I was just going to say it's a Monday Nitro party.
We're waiting for Lash LaRue here, and we're gonna have a great time.
I think Lash LaRue might be in Vegas. He might be at WrestleCon, but I don't think he was part of this program tonight here at WrestleMania. But definitely, that's a blast from the past. Wow, the Raging Cage and Lash LaRue. There's a reference for you. But anyway, wow. Yeah, so we just both finished wrapped up watching Mania as it ran, and we'll expect to hear from perhaps one or two other people here before the night's out on their thoughts on the show. But if you have comments or questions on what you think or how you think the show ran tonight, give it a boo and throw it in the comments wherever you're watching this. We are streaming out on Instagram, on the Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited channel, and over on Facebook as well through the old freakingnitro.com Facebook channel and the Nitromaniac TV Wrestling Unlimited Facebook channel as well. We got some breaking news to talk about that it broke. Is what breaking news does at the beginning of the evening. It is WWE acquiring AAA in Mexico and then announcing a joint Worlds Collide PLE scheduled for June 7th at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California. Morehouse, your thoughts on that? I'll let you go with your opinion, and then I'll chime in with mine as soon as you're done.
Well, this is the first company that WWE's bought in, I think, 6 or 7 years since they bought Evolve. And then first big company they bought since WCW. So it would be the keynote here. And I'm curious to see what happens because AAA has such a stranglehold down in Mexico. Like their Triple Mania is their flagship show. It's one of the biggest shows in Mexico. And I'm curious to see if this is going to, add NXT talent to that show. I of course it does, I think.
I think it does too. I think it's another outlet. It's another pipeline, definitely for sure for WWE to send talent down or to bring talent up from, as we saw during the Rey Fenix El Grande Americano match tonight. Vikingo at ringside. During that for WWE representing AAA. So it's pretty cool. And also don't forget, there is a huge film library that comes with that as well. So they have,
I'm excited for you.
That's the most valuable thing is the library, because you can do countless documentaries on anybody. You can do a Rey Mysterio documentary now with AAA footage because you have his stuff from AAA, right? So yeah, it's incredible. I'm going to bring in another contributor too. Craig P. Frazier joins us tonight. How you doing on a Saturday night there, Craig? What's happening?
Doing well. Full of Easter brisket.
It's
not really a common Easter food, but we had brisket tonight, so there you go.
Yeah, way for WrestleMania to take over a major holiday.
Exactly. And as you can tell, I have a bit of a mark on my head today.
Yeah, what did you gig yourself? What happened?
Well, I tweaked my back this morning in the gym because I was clanging and banging.
No, like Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Like Hulk Hogan, The Rock, And so I was like, oh, my back hurts. So I went to go get a leaf blower / vacuum tool because I wanted it to suck up some rocks on my lawn.
Yeah.
And went to reach for it, and my back seized. I just fell forward and smacked my head on on the cantilever on the scaffold.
No.
And I like went down to a knee. It was a solid hit.
So over the past few months, Mr. TL had a back issue, came on and did the show and talked about his back issue. I subsequently had a back issue, came on and did the show, and now it's your turn to have a back issue.
The back is fine. So I
was going to say, Morehouse, I think it's just mind your back. Coming up.
I haven't had any issues with it since I herniated a disc back when I was like in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And I didn't need surgery. It went back in place. I did some physio and it was all good. It hasn't really happened to me since. I've always just looked after it. And it was after I was lifting weights, but I was coming off of the machine. So it wasn't because I was lifting the weight.
Right.
When I came off the machine, I kind of twisted as I was, and it was like, oh, and it was the muscle. It just tweaked it.
Yep.
And so
that's easy. You didn't have to do it.
So I've been dealing with a stiff back today. It's already starting to loosen up a little bit.
That's good.
Not before I just Mick Foleyed myself into the scaffold, into the metal racks at Home Depot.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore.
I like it made like a doom, like it echoed. Like for a split second in my head, I heard JR like, "Oh my God, I killed him!" Like
a sickening dull thud, like a plunger to the face.
Somebody stop the match.
In classic Cards Against Humanity fashion. So there we go. So we were just talking about, there was some breaking news at the beginning of the show tonight, Craig, that WWE acquired AAA in Mexico, and there's going to be a joint Worlds Collide PLE scheduled for June 7th at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles. AAA, of course, one of the oldest wrestling promotions in North America, if not the world. So it basically is kind of a similar thing to how WWE acquired WCW back in the day, where they get the film library, they get the full licenses, the roster of wrestlers, you name it.
They're getting 50 years of AAA footage that they can use for any promotional needs.
Yep. So
see, I was always of the opinion that, like, and I guess maybe it's just because this is Vince McMahon that was probably behind it, but like I always thought, like when WWE bought WCW, like you have Nitro, right? Like why not have Monday Night Raw, but now you have like Thursday Night Nitro. And they could have kept the brand.
They tried that in Tacoma.
There was one show where they made the main event a full WCW Nitro-esque main event, and it was supposed
Booker
to be
T versus Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, it was going to be a test run, I think, of how that would run, and they were thinking about potentially either running that online, like a streaming video thing off their website, or taking over like the UPN slot where SmackDown was, or something like that with it. So.
The only problem is they promoted the event in Tacoma, which, of course, Tacoma, Washington being WCW hotbed, as it always has been.
It wasn't a hotbed. If they did the show in like Atlanta or Jacksonville or something like that,
it would be better.
South, it would have been fine. But that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because WCW was always pretty much like they did tour around, but they were not really much out of the Southeast, were they?
Yeah.
Northeast never really. Yeah.
No, I think the farthest northeast they would have gone is like North and South Dakota. Honestly. They did
Vancouver. They did an event in Vancouver.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did a pay-per-view in Vancouver. That's right.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, in 2000 they did a pay-per-view in Vancouver and a Nitro in Kelowna, British Columbia.
Yes. Yeah.
Where like the Rockets played or something? Or?
Where the Rockets played? Yep.
Yep. I stayed across from that arena a week ago.
There you go. So there we go.
Just Hulk Hogan coming out, just be like, "Hey, let me tell you something, brothers. I was wrestling the Yogo Pogo today."
Yogo Pogo. Love it. Yeah, for sure. So, and we'll see about Mr. TL. The last text that I got from him is that he was in the main event. So we'll see what happens. Now, whether that's the main event of WrestleMania or he's wrestling in a main event. It's Mania week, so there's independent cards popping up all over the place. I have no idea, so we'll see.
Well, good luck to Mr. Tyler, and hopefully he wins his match tonight.
Hopefully he'll be okay. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But that was the first bit of breaking news that we had tonight, and then second was Rey Mysterio got hurt on SmackDown last night. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but he got his shoulder kind of messed up on a dive to the outside during the 6-man tag on SmackDown. He was supposed to wrestle El Grande Americano tonight during night 1 of WrestleMania, but he had to be pulled because the shoulder's no good. And so Rey Fenix swapped in for Rey Mysterio. So Rey Fenix was going to make his PLE debut tonight at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
my concern here is, why did they overbook Rey Mysterio before Mania?
I don't know. They gave him
because he wrestled
push.
he wrestled SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, got hurt, and then and he's 50. Like, he should already be resting.
Yeah. I don't know why he was the guy that was working for that, but that's it. So, and Jelly Roll sang "God Bless America" during the pre-show. So there we go. So that's a thing that happened. So nobody cares. So it's all good. We'll go ahead and we'll start cutting down the match card by card here and that stuff. And Craig, I don't know if you saw or if you were just following along online on X or whatever, or just wherever, or on Blue Sky or anything like that was just posting. But we'll just run through and we'll fill in the blanks as we go. The opening contest was the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Gunther defending against Jey Uso. The runtime for this thing was 16 minutes and 30 seconds, and Jey Uso defeated Gunther by submission. Thoughts on the opener here?
Main event Jey Uso opening the card. I just find that hilarious.
Well, you're not going to call him opening match Jey Uso. That's kind of stupid.
And my thoughts, I just thought the chemistry just wasn't there between these two. It just doesn't seem like anything clicked, and even the finish I thought was poor. It made Gunther look incredibly weak.
Yeah. See, I thought that the Saturday night's main event match that they had a couple of months ago and that stuff was maybe a tad bit better than this one, a little bit. I thought that it was a solid opener, but it's just kind of lacked the Mania pop, I guess, to it. But mind you, everybody was still settling in, so it felt like a very nice Raw main event. But other than that, that was it. Like, it was the same thing you'd see weekly on TV. So,
my question is when it comes to like Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like a big guy, powerful wrestler.
Yeah.
What was his name before they switched it to Gunther? Which I don't.
Walter.
Volta.
Which is a better name.
Yeah. Is a much better name.
Yeah.
Volta. Gunther just doesn't. It almost sounds goofy.
Well,
he sounds like he's going into the chocolate factory and eat too much chocolate.
Didn't they try to give him like a last name too, and it ended up being like Gunther Stark,
right.
which is the name of
they gave him a Nazi last name without realizing it.
Yeah, and if you Google Gunther Stark, he was like Hitler's like right hand assassin or something like that. World War II. So yeah,
that's a mistake.
Yep. So
my thing is like I guess Jey Uso, like, he's got a lot of push on him, because I'll confess I don't watch modern wrestling.
No, but we value your opinion. It's good.
I kind of check in to see who's the holder for a while, stuff like that, but I don't watch the shows.
Of course.
But like, to me, like, where's because I think like a big guy like Gunther, like, isn't Braun Strowman back, or is he injured? What's the
He's back.
He is back. I don't know why they're not using him. They're just, for whatever reason, not using him on TV.
He's not booked.
Because I would want to see a powerhouse go up against a powerhouse.
He just wrestled with Jacob Fatu a bit on SmackDown over the number one contendership.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
For the
Strowman, yeah.
For the U.S. title, yeah.
Yeah, for the U.S. title, right? Yeah. So
I guess I've always thought, like, maybe is it just they just don't like him or his moveset or something, or like he's not over with the fans. Like, it just seems that guy's like money. Like, he's like bigger than like most big guys that have come. He's bigger than Kane.
And he's been released once already, so he's been rehired once already by this company. He's still not being booked regularly.
It just seems like maybe it's just a missed opportunity. Like, is he not like I don't know enough about him. Like, is he like a bad worker, or is it just like
there's been reports of his backstage behavior being a little aggressive.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that might do it.
And he was more of a Vince guy than he is. Well, no, he's a Triple H guy, but Vince really liked him too, and they're kind of pivoting away from the guys that Vince liked. Obviously, just because
so why could that be? Why they're doing that?
Yeah. So I'll take this opportunity just to say, oh, Undertaker. Oh, where is it? Woo, Undertaker.
No, still not there.
Nope.
One more try. Woo, Undertaker at the bottom of the
There
screen.
you go.
Yeah, TV Undertaker. There it was. It was light coming up today. There we go. And it's got all the news and notes from tonight's show underneath for night one at least. So, yeah, this was again solid opener, but again felt like it was a step down from the Saturday night's main event match a few months ago. But the finish, 3 Uso splashes and a sleeper later. Jey Uso is your new world heavyweight champion. The whole crowd kind of eating, which is kind of cool, and that's his thing. So,
and then poor Jey Uso had to walk back up the stairs right after a long match.
there was a girl that popped up right behind Jey Uso. And
oh yeah, she was annoying.
She was,
I was
absolutely slammed. She was gone.
Yeah.
And she's behind him going, hey.
Yeah, because I mentioned to Jacqueline, who I'm watching with at the time, and I'm like, "Where's security?"
No security, just Jimmy and Jay right in the middle of the. Yeah, it's like one of these independent cards that are popping up over Mania week at one of the hotels.
If you want to make an impact at WrestleMania, push Jey Uso down the stairs,
or there, I should say. It's not here, but
Jey Uso's like, "Where's security? It's just me."
Our new world heavyweight champion's being beat up by a drunk woman. What's going on? Yeet. So that was that one. We'll go to our next match, which was for the WWE World Tag Team titles. It was the War Raiders walking in as the champions, taking on the New Day. And the runtime for this was 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Again, another match that I felt could have been left for Raw after Mania, or even lead up to. It just felt like another Raw television match between the two of them, with the New Day getting the heel finish for the win off of the double stomp backbreaker, and then Kofi holding down Ivar's feet, a la Bobby Heenan holding down the Ultimate Warrior's boots from WrestleMania 5, it was, I believe. Yes. In the Intercontinental title match. So same type of deal. We're going to welcome in our fourth contributor now. He's just popped on. We've got Mr. TL popping in. How you doing, sir?
Multiplying.
Happy Easter. Is that your opinion on the card, sir?
No, just the finish.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll get to it.
I have an Ultimate Warrior acid reflux moment.
We'll get to it. Well,
is Papa Shango running down again and cursing you?
Yes, he did. Come down with a case of the Papa Shangos.
I'll roll down what we had talked about already, just the 2 news items off the beginning of the show, so you get your opinion. First, WWE buying AAA. What's your immediate thoughts on that?
Holy crap! Did they sneak the rug out from Tony Khan?
They did. Yeah. They did. They're running a show June 7th in Los Angeles, the Kia Forum. Worlds collide. So
I may have to see that live.
That's if it's like, so WCW did the first Worlds Collide, guys, back in '94, and that's where like Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio and Conan all basically got quote unquote discovered by a North American audience. That was the first time ever, right? They ran that, and that was at the old LA Sports Arena. So I could see that's why they wanted to do it in Los Angeles, is kind of keep the tradition of that alive, I guess. Yeah. So again, to explain this whole pipeline, it's just, again, fresh talent coming in, and fresh talent, and the library as well, the film library. It's like over 50 years of televised stuff, which is incredible, right? So.
And they get back Sin Cara in all his forms.
And Alberto Del Rio as well.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Alberto Del Rio's now back in the company.
He is. Yeah, totally back into the company for sure.
So is Vampiro and Conan.
Mm-hmm. So, Marie says.
La Parka?
Oh,
La Parka.
Yeah. Is La Parka AAA? La Parka's AAA, right?
He is AAA.
He is AAA. So there we go. Yeah. Well, they play Thriller. Do they have to pay licensing?
But it's now the third version of LA Parka. So.
Oh my God. They're
not the original.
Yeah, the original guy died, I think, right? And then the second guy.
The original
retired.
The original died. The second just retired. The third's now.
Yeah. So now this is like
the guy who was on WCW. I thought he'd change his name to like LA Park.
Yes. Well, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy who just retired, not the guy that just died.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, does that also mean that they could officially call him Pentagon Jr.?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Sweet.
If they want to. If they want to. But Penta's so short and it fits on merchandising nicely. It's just Penta. I think that's what they'll get. But
one name. What is he, Bono?
Yeah, something like that. But again, it's the film library, right? So you got all these guys. You have their start in Mexico till they became big, right now, because they were all AAA guys, right? So
La Parka had one of my favorite like goofy wrestling moments is when I think I can't remember if he misses somebody with the chair. Then he just throws it down. He does a stupid dance, and then Goldberg just blows him up with a spear.
Yeah.
No, he hit Goldberg with the chair. He thought he took Goldberg down, but he didn't. He starts dancing. He doesn't.
And the crowd roars, and he thinks the crowd's roring for him too. And he's like, "Yeah."
And he spins around and
I think he tore his hamstring immediately after he got speared.
Yeah. So.
It's so funny to watch.
And we got a question pertaining to the first match tonight. The Jey Uso world title win over Gunther. Maurice Lopez in the chat says, does the Yeet gimmick have enough legs to justify Jay's upcoming title run?
Yes.
Or will the audience grow tired of it fairly quickly? Go ahead.
No.
I give it 2 months. I give it a 2 month.
Oh, really? Period. Okay. What? I think they could stretch this into the summer. I think this will be definitely through SummerSlam.
No, I think I think they can potato this title because they haven't potatoed a title in a while. So I think we'll see multiple champions this year for that.
Hot change a little bit. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that could be the case.
Just because we haven't seen that action in a while.
Well, it all depends what happens tomorrow night with Cena. If Cena walks out with the Universal title, then I think that's probably a foregone conclusion that he won't be involved, obviously, in the world title scene. But
Series, probably,
but if Cody walks out with the title, then you could see Cena perhaps go after the world title, right? So try to get that record broken.
Yeah,
But that's a discussion for a later time, which would be like maybe.
Did we start the first match?
Tomorrow.
Or we already passed that.
Oh, we're past
passed
the second match, so we're up to Jade Cargill and Naomi.
No, we haven't shared our thoughts yet on the second match. You were describing the second.
Okay, we're describing the second match. Yes. So, just quickly my thoughts then, and I'll turn it back over to you guys. Didn't think this was anything different than what I would see on Raw every week or whatever. Just felt like it was a Raw TV match, and the Clash of Clans theme kind of threw me off a bit too.
Oh, I thought the gear was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It was confusing as all hell. Yeah, it was crazy. So, I'll throw it out there to open discussion on War Raiders versus New Day. Go ahead.
Well, my first thought with the War Raiders was I thought they were bikers, and now they're back to Vikings again.
When they came in, they were weird.
I guess before the match started, I was telling my wife, I'm like, "Hey, these guys are Vikings now; they're bikers." And then they come out, and I'm like, "And now they're Vikings again."
Cosplay, well, not cosplay Viking. Well, maybe they're Viking. I don't know. So,
but yeah, the match was fine. The match was just a standard tag team match. It was. It's never going to be on a rewatch video.
Yeah.
Well, they're proto Vikings, the like fantasy Vikings, because I've seen some of their gimmicks and get-ups, and it's like they got horns on helmets and they got face paint, and I'm like, that the Vikings didn't wear that stuff.
I was going to say, Craig, you cosplay and take part in Viking things with your LARP group and everything. How Viking are the War Raiders?
Not at all Viking.
Not at all Viking.
They're this weird combination of folklore and fantasy-esque Viking, Northern Germanic weird kind of smorgasbord. Like that's the thing. Same thing with like Braveheart. I can go on a huge rant about Braveheart and about how historically inaccurate it is, but when you like research the history and actually like study the history like in school, and then we don't do reenactments. Like we're proto Vikings in our game. It's fantasy Vikings 100%. Because we wear war paint and we talk like this all the time, and it's not actually a Viking accent. This is just some horse shit from Skyrim. But yeah, it's like the Minnesota Vikings. They have horns on their helmets. Vikings do not have horns on their helmets, but whatever. It's people see that and they're like, oh yeah, Viking stuff.
Your Viking accent actually sounds like a guy who was inducted into WWE Hall of Fame last night, Ivan Koloff. How he did promos. So there we go.
Ivan Koloff.
Yeah. I look at you, Bruno Sammartino.
Some kind of Eastern European, Northern.
Yeah. They thought it was like that.
Some kind of accent.
The Russians must sound like that. There you go.
He's from Baltimore. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
because he's doing like that kind of accent is actually more like Germanic, Scandinavian.
Yeah,
like
they brought in
it's more like this. If you're doing that, now you're more Slavic.
in the 80s. Yeah, I think that's bad. In the 80s, they brought in a nephew character to kind of tag team under Ivan, and then eventually feud against him. And this is in Crockett NWA, which is like very early WCW. And the guy's name was Nikita Koloff, but it ended up being a college athlete from Minnesota. And so it was a college athlete from Minnesota trying to do a Russian accent on national TV and that stuff, and it sounded as bad as you thought it.
Well, Chief Jay Strongbow was a white guy playing an Indian.
Yep, he was actually Italian.
Hey, it's worse. Every Indian wrestler ever.
Hot take.
Because they play the same character all the time.
They're always the same stereotype.
Okay. Fair enough.
If a guy's got if he's playing even from Jinder Mahal, it's just we'll just put a turban on him. And
I was going to say, are you specifying indigenous, or are you specifying East Indian?
Good sir, I said Indian. That means East Indian.
So
there is only one Indian.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you.
By the way, for this match,
yeah. So take us home.
I think y'all crazy. I think this is a good match because
the
War Raiders did shit that I haven't seen them do before. The New Day did shit that I haven't seen them do before. This this felt like an old WWF tag team match between the Natural Disasters and the Rockers type of shit.
Okay.
Except the heels were the little guys and the big fellows were the good guys.
Yes. Okay.
So that was the only.
I was I can see where you're coming from. My problem is though that the match was fine, but the War Raiders don't really have a character going. New Day have been losing consistently on TV. This is their first big win in months.
Well, exactly. It's a reset for both of them. One has to establish the character, whether they're bikers or whether they're Vikings, and the other team has to now be okay, we've wrote out this heel thing of people booing us when we do promos. Now we have to get in the ring and do stuff.
Okay, cool. No, it's like I said, I think the crossover marketing in this match kind of soured me on it a little bit because of the Clash of the Clans stuff. I'm like, I don't play the game. Why do I care? And then they walk out with the Clash of the Clans full on cosplay stuff, and I'm like, that's funny. But
is it any different than when Kenny Omega comes to the ring just like something from Undertale?
No.
Exactly.
No, of course
Except
not.
this one was a paid advertisement from the company.
Yes. Exactly.
Where Kenny has to pay the company to wear the clothes.
That's a good point. Touche. There we go. More on AEW in a moment. Jade Cargill versus Naomi was our next contest. This thing ran 9 minutes and 20 seconds. And we had Jade Cargill defeating Naomi via pinfall. So not having tuned in on SmackDown as of recently, I have not seen the full metamorphosis of Naomi's heel character and that stuff. And the entrance tonight with Naomi made me laugh because
enough is enough and it's time for a change.
She's wrapped up in the Owen Hart caution tape. And she's got generic black metal track number 64 happening in the background. Remix of her theme or whatever.
Well, she can't go out there and glow. What do you expect?
Yeah, she's a heel now.
It made me laugh. I was like, oh, right on. She's gone full,
To me, it was like, oh yeah, I'm reminded of Owen Hart.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Kind of had that feel of the enough is enough stuff. Probably the caution tape. That's why.
I'm sorry. Your qualm with this whole thing was her opening, not the weatherman on Jade's.
Oh, that was
corny as hell too. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't have that written down.
I can't believe you.
That's like you.
No, I just forgot to write it down. That's it. Yeah.
That was awful. However, I like this match. Jade Cargill was impressive.
Yeah.
And Naomi carried her.
Going to be a star. She's going to be a star.
Yes, it was Jade's best match in WWE so far.
And Naomi carried her pretty well.
Yeah.
So success.
And that shows you how far Naomi has come you know, especially coming back to WWE and that stuff. That shows you that, you know, the stuff she did on the indies and TNA and that stuff has really paid off for her and that stuff. And she's one that you know, kind of along the lines for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes left and came back and was better. And now Naomi's left and come back and is better. Drew McIntyre, same thing, left, came back, is better.
Yep.
So, you know.
And then and I'm glad Jade came to WB because I don't think AEW would have known how to properly book her because she is that top tier. Like you're going to get a statue after once you're done your career.
How we're seeing I call this group that's come into WWE the 2020 AEW top guys. And it's not a homage to FTR or whatever, but it's just the top guy because these were your upper mid card / main event scene in 2020 in AEW. Cody Rhodes, Penta, Ray Phoenix, you know,
Cargill,
Jade, stuff like that, right? So, you know, comparing to how they were booked then to where they're booked now, you can tell the whole the seamlessness of WWE taking that character and, you know, just rolling with it with you know, not really much change in any of their, you know, character as it is, just changing the presentation maybe a little bit, just with, you know, maybe
but it's not like the Vince days where if a wrestler came from another company, we'd give him, Jade Cargill, your new name is Amy Wallington.
Yeah. Pentagon Jr. is now Octagon Senior.
That's how it felt. With like Dolph Ziggler and stuff.
God.
Ray Phoenix will become Bob
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix or something. Bob
Arizona.
Yeah, Bob Arizona. Ooh. Exactly. Bob Tucson.
There you go. You know what? If Jade Cargill figures out or learns how to like be a trusted wrestler, her and Rhea Ripley can carry this company.
That's going to be a main event. That's a WrestleMania Night 2 main event.
And I'm going to go that finisher combo she put on Naomi tonight, the electric chair powerbomb into Jaded.
Yeah.
Sick.
Unreal.
Sick move. That is, if anybody hasn't seen it out there, just go Google it. It was insane. That is just unreal. So good on her for that. And Naomi, you know, is back and established herself now as a heel going forward into the and that's
going to make more opportunities for her. That's going to make more.
I think she's probably I think she's probably because the Chelsea Green U.S. title thing is starting to turn.
Yeah, you put her with the U.S. title. That makes sense.
I think Naomi could be a heel to Chelsea Green's face coming up, especially for the summer coming up. You know, like
too soon.
Well, no, because you have Bianca not being turned heel by the crowd right now. So I think you need. Yeah,
that is so racist and unjust.
I didn't do it.
I'm just saying what it is. Not what you said, what the crowd is doing to her.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
The crowd
should have clarified.
The crowd is burying her right now.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Well, because in the feud, she's not the villain.
She's in the right. Rhea Ripley's the villain.
Right.
Yeah.
Rhea's the villain. Yeah.
Craigie, what do you think about this match? Did you watch?
I didn't watch. No. I'm just here for shits and giggles.
He's just here just to hang out, but it's cool. We like having him, and it's good to have it. So, well, we'll jump ahead into the U.S. title match next here. This was for the U.S. title. This was LA Knight taking on Jacob Fatu. So the runtime was 10 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So the entrances here, Jacob Fatu in his WrestleMania debut walked out with the werewolf mask and everything, and and then LA Knight pulls up in a Maserati. It's WrestleMania, so everybody's got to have cars.
Yeah,
two cars tonight. Yes. And then the runtime again for this thing was 10 minutes 40 seconds. With the 2 top rope moonsaults by Jacob Fatu netting the 1-2-3 and the new U.S. champion as well. I thought that this was a great stepping stone match for Jacob Fatu. This is important in his development and everything because he did it on his own. He showed that he was a dominant, competitor by himself. And I think now we could start putting it in the wheels in motion now for that Solo versus Jacob thing, perhaps during the summer, right? So
I'm seeing also more so that LA Knight and Jey Uso would be a insane face-and-face program.
Yeah. The crowd would be stupid hot for either.
Yeah, versus Yeet. Holy shit!
You'd have one half of the stadium going yeet, the other half of the stadium going yeah.
Yeah.
Yeet.
I can see that. I can see that at a summer or something.
That just all match would be like that for 20 or 30 minutes. Just let them go and do it. So that's it. And
this is one of the best LA Knight matches I've seen in a while, and that's saying something. Like, he's definitely more a gimmick than a wrestler. That's his natural skill. But I thought Jacob, Jacob's a star, another star that they have in the company right now. My wife's not a wrestling fan, but she watched the show with me, and she actually is like, that man is scary. And I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
He's supposed to be scary.
He's doing his job.
He's a scary, scary man for sure. So just a reset, we are running down WrestleMania 41 night 1. If you got any comments, feel free to throw them in the comment box wherever you're watching. Thanks for watching either on Instagram. We're also streaming out to NitroManiac TV's Wrestling Unlimited and on the 2 Facebook pages too, freakingnitro.com and the NitroManiac TV's Wrestling Unlimited page. And we're just dissecting everything and just chilling out and doing a little post game. So we appreciate everybody tuning in and checking this out, whether live or on Memorex or whatever. So the next contest here, guys, this was the one with the swap. So Rey Mysterio was supposed to take on El Grande Americano earlier in, the weekend, up to the end of last night. Rey gets hurt. It's a shoulder injury for Rey. He's going to be out for a while. And Rey Fenix slotted in with his first PLE match, makes his PLE debut. And again, because I haven't been tuning into SmackDown recently or whatever, this was my first look at Rey Fenix in WWE trim. Looks good. I mean, I didn't see much difference with him or how he was doing stuff. And, it had to be reminded on the sort of talent he had because I hadn't seen him on TV for a while. But then once the match started, I was like, oh, yeah, this is the Rey Fenix from AEW. Right. So.
Yep.
Couldn't they get Ultimate?
The two had good chemistry. That was a fast-paced match.
I want to see Ultimate Dragon.
Ultimate Dragon, yeah. Maurice also chiming in the thing said that LA Knight's Maserati probably costs less than a WrestleMania ticket. Yeah.
Yes.
Or ticket. Yeah. Well, you corrected the ticket. Yeah. No, that's Tiki. Well, it was one of the most expensive Manias on record, especially if you wanted to get on the floor. I think it was like easily $8 or $9 grand to get on the floor tonight. So those are some expensive take-home seats for WrestleMania. And
hey, a Maserati costs $500,000. So
it's Vegas. So you can lose $500,000 in a night. The way it's going. Yeah, exactly. But all right, back to El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix here.
Decent.
Yeah, very decent match. I liked because of the situation of the day, we had immediately El Grande Americano and Vikingo get into it at ringside, which tells me that this El Viking Americano thing is going to stretch till at least Worlds Collide because they're going to work something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think El Grande Americano has been a fabulous find for this company. Like, I don't know, he's fairly new. Yeah. He's only been around for a month now, but he's putting on some bangers. He wrestles a very similar style of Chad Gable or Kurt Angle, which is really cool to see. You don't see many luchadors with that Olympic background.
I heard rumor that it was Paul Walter Hauser because Paul Walter Hauser was supposed to be wrestling some matches in Las Vegas.
You mean it's not Blitzkrieg?
It isn't.
No, it's Lash LaRue.
I think this would be a perfect opportunity at the Worlds Collide pay-per-view between WWE and AAA to have Mr. America come out again. And it's Mr. America hawking beer and being like, hey, brothers,
the real Mr.
It's me, Mr. America. I got to tell you about this new beer.
Real American beer, brother.
Real American beer, brother. And he's like, I'm not Hulk Hogan. I'm Mr. America. We got the lie detector test like we did last time. Stupid. Where's that guy with one leg?
Man, yeah, that would be.
Hey, good match, by the way.
Oh, great match.
Yeah, good match.
Do you think Rey hurt him or re-injured his ankle because his ankle was the issue in AEW? Mm-hmm. And then he did the spot where he kind of fell off the ropes tonight, leading to the finish.
Yep.
And it looked like he landed on his ankle funny. And then
he was supposed to.
He sold the wrong ankle.
He did the last night on. He did the same spot last night on SmackDown.
Oh, he did, eh?
Yeah.
Did he sell the right ankle?
I wasn't paying
Last
attention.
I
was
he
not
sold the
paying
wrong
attention.
ankle tonight.
But last night he was in a 3-on-3 match where Ray got hurt when he got yanked out by one of the big stupid brothers.
Yeah, landed on his
Okay.
shoulder. Yeah, the Creed boys. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Creed guys. And Phoenix got thrown off the top by Gable, who went out and changed clothes and came back in his Grande Americano.
Right.
And same kind of spot. But seeing Ray Phoenix like put in the WWE system and not let go crazy like he was in AEW, much better.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's a good fit for him on SmackDown too, because you don't want to put the brothers on the same brand, not yet at least. I think you keep them on separate
Well,
brands.
we've seen it. We've already seen it.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Want it.
I'm really curious to see what WWE does because I heard, did they buy the rights to Lucha Underground?
There's
I
rumor
didn't
of
hear
that potentially happening. I haven't seen anything concrete about it, so I don't think that happened. Like today,
But they have talked a lot about Lucha Underground. Yes.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
The big thing today was the AAA deal where they acquired AAA's.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like,
right?
so with AAA, and then
Yeah.
if they get Lucha Underground as well, I'm like, dude, they might be doing some cool stuff with like Luchador, with Lucha Libre.
Yeah,
NXT Mexico.
perhaps, or
If you-
something.
Or relaunch Underground or something, or this is
Yeah.
just a way to get in to get the Mexican audience to WWE.
and
Yeah.
create a pipeline for Latino talent to WWE, to the major brands.
If they're super good.
Yeah, that's right. And there's going to be
Otherwise-
super good talent for sure.
Do you think this Worlds Collide pay-per-view would be an opportune time to maybe see one of those kind of maybe a potential dream matches of like Pentagon Jr. versus Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, if Ray's healthy and
Yeah,
good
if
enough
Ray's
to
healthy.
go. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all quite because that's
I'd
that's
even
on June
push Dom for
7th.
that
This is
pay-per-view.
this is April 20th. That pay-per-view is June 7th. So if it's not a
My thought would be pushing
severe
Dom
shoulder
Mysterio
injury.
as a hot heel for AAA.
Dom in
Oh.
AAA? Are you
Heel.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
my dream because he would be a gigantic heel.
He would make money and get stabbed.
Yep.
It'd be the return of Art Barr and Eddie Guerrero all in one. That'd be crazy.
I think at this
In
point
one
it would be
guy.
bigger. I think at this point it'd be bigger.
Yeah.
You could put Dominic Mysterio against Ultimo Dragon.
You could.
Will you leave
Why?
Ultimo Dragon alone?
No, Craig
I want
Frazier
Ultimo
is in the
Dragon.
Mania week. Craig Frazier is in the Mania week.
You've watched WrestleMania 20 again.
Watching Dragon just stall.
I've still said I need another luchador. I don't know how they would go about it because you'd have to probably get from the family permission and stuff. But
Yeah.
just because I loved I did see some of his matches, but like Hayabusa, like having somebody reincarnate that gimmick, like as a Hayabusa Junior or something, or Hayabusa the second. I don't know.
Yeah,
This
it
is such a cool
depends.
gimmick.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we're starting to slowly see some of those old IDs and that stuff of characters be reused and that stuff. Like, I mean, we got, Tommy Billington, who's like the nephew of the Dynamite Kid. The original Dynamite Kid is now known as the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, right? So, and we've seen that obviously with Pentagon Jr. was, is related to Pentagon, right? So
Pentagon was the first one. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. It was
exactly.
Pentagon, and then who is the big hero in AAA that Pentagon always fought? Was that
Octagon.
Octagon?
Yeah, it was Octagon and Pentagon.
Okay.
Ninja
Pen-
rivals.
Penta was Naruto and
Geometry
Octagon
battles.
was the technical, the good guy.
Or was it Mystico? Was
No.
it
So
Mystico?
Mystico is not him. No.
Mystico is Sin Cara,
Yeah, Mystical.
Yeah.
That's my mistake.
which is now he's back in WWE now because of this purchase today. So.
No, I thought he was in AEW because he was doing some matches there.
Oh, is he over there? Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
I
he was
don't
still with AAA. We'll find out. We'll find out. Report
No
back.
one's
everybody.
breaking the farm to get Sin Cara on the roster.
I
right
was
now.
going to say there's
Oh,
going
I
to be some
miss
guys.
him.
The one that screwed up all the time.
There's going to be some
All
guys.
the-
There's going to be some guys that walk in on Raw on Monday night and that stuff off of this, and they'll be the entire backstage will be like, "What? You work here now? Wow!"
See,
See, I guess. Yeah. So night one attendance was 61,467.
thanks, Shawn Michaels.
It's claiming a sellout. Yes, Shawn Michaels said. Why did Dana White get shown twice?
They messed up.
Yeah.
They showed him twice. With
There
two
was
different
a
graphics.
bunch of graphic things I noticed during this event because even the Jey Uso match they showed the Survivor Series cards.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It popped up. It was like the War
Survivor
Games.
Series.
I was like, what?
Yeah, War Games.
Okay. That's great. Kind of interesting. All right. Well, then the WWE Women's Championship was on the line. We had Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. This was 19 minutes and 5 seconds. My notes for this one was it started weird. It had a strange vibe to it, and then it eventually settled down, and it was the second half of the match was actually quite enjoyable and quite watchable. I just thought that the first 5 or 10 minutes of the thing were very strange and very weird. Like they were almost like trying to find themselves.
Well, they went for a brawl, but the crowd didn't get crazy immediately.
No.
So like if this was in a smaller arena, like a SmackDown type of thing, it would have worked differently.
Yeah. I think the gear had something to do with this because they both had very similar gear.
Yeah, they look too much alike.
It was like a tag team feuding each other.
It was like an old Barbie and a new Barbie.
That's the second match.
Yeah.
That was two. There was 2 matches that they wore the same gear, and that was one of them. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it was El Grande's match too. Fenix and El Grande.
Yeah, they both went with the
because El Grande walked out with the red. And then Phoenix
and then
the red.
Fenix was wearing the red too, yeah.
To be fair, Fenix probably walked into this week though thinking, okay, I'm working SmackDown, and then whatever.
Yeah, he probably didn't have this special gear, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the jacket he wore to the ring wasn't that
special. Oh, okay.
It was just okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. This match didn't work. Ooh, because my daughter cannot get into the ring. Let's finish her off and take it to be the woman. You have to beat the woman. And tonight, my daughter could not beat the woman, Tiffany Stratton. Woo! And that is what happened.
Actually, Tiffany Stratton defeated Charlotte Flair by pinfall.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought he said that
the woman couldn't beat the woman.
Oh, the woman could
not beat the woman.
Sorry.
No one doesn't listen.
No, I zoned out. I was like, okay.
You tell me what I said.
Yeah.
This is the body, Ventura. You don't belong on this card anymore because you come to the big side of town. But I bet on a winner last night.
Yes, because he was in Vegas.
You want me to come to the big side of town? Why don't you come down to the Baja?
It's not the Baja side of town. Come down to the desert where they race the buggies. But yeah, so I wrote down. So the storyline is this Charlotte facing her former self, or is Tiffany facing what she aspires to be?
Both.
Yeah, and that's
kind of the same thing.
Kind of the same deal there. And then I also wrote down everybody's got cars tonight, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's a WrestleMania trope. Everybody's got cars.
Yeah.
Like that's a Rolls Royce.
Charlotte came out in a Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce, yeah.
Also a $500,000 car.
Yeah. Easy to get in Vegas, but yeah, because they got everything. So
I'd say good match, long match. They should have worn different gear.
What was the deal with Charlotte stealing Stephanie Vaquer's leg vice crush thing?
Funny.
Is it just her just joking and saying, "Oh, I could do this too"?
I think it was just a move that she just saw, and she's like, maybe I should just do that one time.
Yeah,
looks cool. Let me give it a try.
When I saw that, I was like, is she leading to a program here with Vaquer for NXT? Anyway, whatever. I don't know.
Maybe.
Could be. Yeah. So. Yeah, but the prettiest moonsault ever by Tiffany Stratton. That's the 1-2-3 again. To run down 19 minutes and 5 seconds. Yeah, this was a match that's up there on my match of the night poll that's up on Twitter right now. So if you go to Cal and Nitro, you get the votes in for match of the night for night one. We'll go over that after the main event. Get those votes in right away. So there we go.
Also, this match was a good co-main event, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was a really good match. Yeah,
really good match. Yep. Absolutely, for sure. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk, the triple threat match. That one was the advertised main event for tonight. That one runs 32 minutes and 55 seconds. Lots of just fanfare with the entrances in this one, as it should be for the main event. Lots of fanfare.
The CM Punk one gave me the
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. With the
Or when
kill
he-
switch engage music again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fire
Hearing that
burn.
for the first time since Money in the Bank.
In 2011. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the first time they used it on WWE
Oh,
TV. Yes.
Came out. I thought he had In Living Color play him out.
Well, guess
No,
what?
he did.
They did.
He had in Living
did.
Color play him out live, but in the package right before he comes out,
Yeah.
they did like a highlight thing of his whole career to the Kill Switch Engage theme.
They also used Sail Into the Black by Machine Head for the kind of the match hype thing prior to this. And that's a great track. I got it on my phone. I love it. Seth had a flamethrower as part of his entrance.
Boo.
So he had a flamethrower. It was a thing.
Boo.
And
He digitally roasted the stage.
yes, exactly. Roman had the video tiles from the ceiling kind of come down as he was walking down to the ring, and they were showing photos of the full Inoue family lineage. So, like on one tile had the Wild Samoans, and then Yokozuna was on a tile, and Rikishi, and The Rock, and then there was Jacob Fatu and stuff like it was all over the place, right?
Literally, the only loser of these intros tonight was Seth Rollins.
It kind of, it's like, okay, he gets a cool intro. Seth, here's a flamethrower. Do what you want.
Seth
I would
is
just
lame.
wait until they come out and shoot them.
Yeah.
And Living Color playing.
Stop that.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what he was doing. I was like, oh, okay.
Sounds like the minion
know
things
what
from Wizard of Oz.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Living Color playing Punk out to the ring. That's the second time in WrestleMania history they've done that.
Nice. Good for them.
And third time for his entrance, too.
Yes, exactly.
He did an EW once, too.
Cool.
Yeah. So
let's go to the match.
Yes. So saw a rumor online that this would be a de facto #1 contenders match for the Universal title, and that winner would get the nod at SummerSlam for it. But I'm not sure about that. And again,
we don't know.
They never mentioned that on the show.
They never mentioned that at all. And I know people were talking about that today on socials and that stuff. Don't worry about that. I don't think that's true at all. Anyway, so the crowd popped at the bell, that's the sign of a crowd that's happy and they're having a great night. Because sometimes you get to these main events, the bell rings and the whole crowd is kind of just sinks and they're like, oh, like that. But the crowd was popping tonight at the bell, at the sound of a bell ringing, which is awesome. The crowd like that. It was great.
I gotta say, for this match, about 3/4 the way through the match, I started to think to myself, this might be the greatest triple threat match at WrestleMania. Right up there with like Triple H and HBK and Benoit.
I was going to say, is it better than the Benoit Triple H?
That's it. And I was starting to question that too. I'm like, is it that good? Like it was going really well. And then the ending.
The finish, yeah. So the
finish you could see coming a mile away.
That's kind of part of the letdown. Okay, so we got two wrestling, we'll call them experts. What's the finish when everyone just kind of jumps in the ring together and we don't really get a finish? What's that called?
A schmoz. Schmoz finish.
Very good.
Schmoz finish. Yeah.
What happens when you get an ending where you don't really quite know what happens because of some controversy and then it ends up in a DQ and the champion wins anyways?
Confusing?
No, it's just another schmoz.
That's another schmoz, but yeah, Craig's correct too. It's quite confusing.
I was going for a dusty finish on that one.
Okay, yeah, that too. Yeah.
This one is what I would call a dick deflator.
Okay.
Because Heyman did 2 turns before.
Well, it's just when it happened,
was turning like a ballerina in there.
When it happened, it was just like the wah wah. Like the wah wah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like just.
He really thrusts those low blows.
He did.
Like he played
he
volleyball.
Really laid him
before.
in there. Yeah. He certainly did.
The volleyball thumb.
So what did Paul Heyman do in this match?
Okay, so the finish of the match here was Heyman grabs a chair at ringside and slides it. There's a question on who is he going to slide it to, because both Roman Reigns is down in one corner on his belly, CM Punk is down on his belly in one corner, and Seth is dead. Seth's dead in like the opposite corner of the ring. He is not getting up at all. So he grabs a chair, stands right in the middle at ringside, right in front of commentary and that stuff, and they're hyping it up. It's like, who's he going to give the chair to? Who's he going to give the chair to? And he slides the chair over to CM Punk. And then immediately I knew something was up because he slid the chair to CM Punk, and then he jumped up on the apron and got into the ring. And I'm like, okay, why are you doing that, Paul? What's going on there with that?
And as CM Punk is about to hit Roman Reigns with the chair,
low blow, boom, onto Punk.
Uppercut,
Paul
low blow.
Heyman.
Uppercut, low blow.
Uppercut, low blow. Yeah.
Now
uppercut low blow from behind.
Yeah.
CM Punk goes down. He gives the chair to the tribal chief.
Yes,
presents it to him like a silver platter.
Right.
And now, as Seth Rollins gets back to his feet, Roman Reigns is behind him, ready to hit him with the chair, just like how the Shield fell apart the first time.
Yeah.
The swing comes and low blow from behind by Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns goes down with a nut shot.
Which is kind of cool because, again, we talked about this on the podcast before about Roman Reigns and his separation anxiety that he still has from that moment. And this was Reigns' attempt. This was his revenge attempt. This was going to be it. This was his comeback on Rollins. And the man that he trusted for the last 5 years, since he came back in 2020, at least, and the start of the tribal chief thing and that stuff, is the man who disowns him with the low blow. It's Paul Heyman. And then
Paul Heyman gives the chair to Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Rollins finishes the job. 1, 2, 3.
And
Boo.
we finally figure out what the favor was that Paul owed Seth from Raw a few weeks ago.
I don't think there was anything involved in that.
I don't think there was either, but I don't think so, but that's it. But that's the end of night one. I would assume now Paul and Rollins are a thing.
Yep.
I don't know how they go from one of the greatest triple threat matches in WrestleMania history to a dick deflator.
Yep. Now it's going to be Roman and CM chasing Paul and Seth.
Yeah.
Maybe this match is a dick deflator, but at least nobody killed their family. I'll take that instead.
How about them NHL playoffs tonight?
Yeah, the Jets won apparently.
Here's the thing: when I was at dinner, I watched the end of the Jets game. This is a wrestling podcast, but the Jets looked pretty.
We're hanging out
there.
Yeah.
They came back. They were down 3-2. And they just powered through. Great. Kyle Connor was on fire tonight.
That's going to be a long series, though. That series will go 7.
It could.
Yeah.
Very well could. But Jets look good.
I think Bennington has situations where he loses his cool. So that's just what happens there at that.
Hey,
I know.
WrestleMania night.
What I was going to say, just to close off the NHL tangent, I think last I looked, they had just started Colorado and Dallas, so whatever. So, but anyway, yeah, it's poll time. It's time to check out what everybody thought the match of the night was, and yeah, it's the main event, boys. 66% think the main event tonight was match of the night, Punk, Reigns, and Seth, with a 33% for Tiffany and Charlotte. So there we go, and no other votes for the other two. But hey.
I would have voted for LA Knight and Jacob Fatu.
Oh, okay. Hey, so there we go. But two votes doesn't sway the majority for Punk, Reigns, and Seth. So there we go.
Burns.
There's only 3 votes.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You see how good that triple threat match was until the ending. Son of a bitch. Everybody had like 9 false finishes.
You see this here, Kellen? This is a map.
I don't.
This is a map for where you can stick every single one of those poles.
Too bad your green screen took it.
I was going to say the green screen is eating it. I was like, I seriously don't see it. It's like wiping out your face.
You see this in my hand?
This is a map. It's already ruined. It's not worth it anymore.
We go ahead to night 2 tomorrow night, guys. I guess we could go ahead and we'll just roll through and just do quick predictions on what we think is going to happen in the matches next tomorrow night. Randy Orton versus to be announced. Who do we think the to be announced is going to be?
Probably Stu Hart's
Come
I've heard online rumors of either Nick Aldis or Rusev.
Oh, hey, there we go. Yeah.
How about Bronson Reed? Is he ready?
He's hurt. No.
Still?
Yeah, I think he's still hurt. Yeah.
He was out for like a year.
Is Rusev back in the WWE?
He's been re-signed, but he hasn't appeared once.
Rusev Machika.
That was good.
There we go.
Bulgarian, not Russian.
Yes.
We know.
So we'll see what happens with that.
How about Big E? Is he cleared?
Ooh, maybe.
He
I
broke
don't
his
know.
neck?
I'm not sure.
How
I don't know.
It's been 3 years. He's not coming back.
he's done. He's retired.
So women's world championship, Io, Bianca, Rhea Ripley. Who's got who there? I think I'm looking at that, and I think Bianca
predictions?
walks out with the belt.
EO.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Bianca.
Okay. Fraser, Io, Bianca, or Rhea?
Let's go with Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, for God's sake. Damn it, Stu.
I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Rhea Ripley.
Okay. So take Rhea Ripley.
Split.
So apparently we have another change on the card for tomorrow night already too. I didn't even see this, but I heard it happen. I guess Bailey got jumped backstage and she's out of the world title match or the world tag team title match.
Yep.
So that was so now it's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and to be announced for the tag team.
Trish Stratus.
Yeah. Maybe it might be a legend. Yeah. Trish is like the only legend out of the women's division that's come back that can work. Unless they
Michelle McCool, maybe.
Maybe Mickey James too, because of the LFG thing.
Or Michelle McCool, as the house has said.
That's right. Yeah. Michelle McCool. Yeah.
McCool makes the most sense, I think, there.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Becky. No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She was there last night.
But there is a history between Lyra and Becky. They feuded over the NXT title and
they're both Irish.
And they're both faces. So at least Becky was.
If they're both from Ireland, they have to be friends, right?
Yes.
And
Becky didn't look pregnant last night.
She didn't look pregnant tonight in the chair either. So there's a video of her on social media cheering Seth getting the pinfall backstage in Gorilla. So she's in Vegas. So obviously,
I'd hope she'd be there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she was there last night for the Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah. So we'll see. AJ Styles, Logan Paul. That's got to be Logan Paul all day, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
So
I'm going AJ Styles. I don't like Logan Paul.
I don't either. But if you're gonna give Logan Paul a win, AJ Styles is a good guy to give him.
Yeah.
But he's such a heel. Heels can lose.
Heels can win too.
Yeah. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. Where are we going? Penta.
I say Dom.
I'm going to say Breaker retains, but yeah, I really like I like Morehouse's Dom there because might need a heel champion on one of these shows.
All right, everybody but Balor.
I could see Dom and Balor going into a feud right after too.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. So, especially if there's a disputed finish out of the thing. So
yeah.
Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a street fight.
Doesn't matter.
A lot of plunder.
It really doesn't matter.
It does not matter. It'll be a good match.
Priest, just to move the process along. Sure, I'll go Damian.
Drew, just to give him a win.
I love Drew. I'll go Drew.
Okay.
I mean, cool. it's a street fight. You got a Puerto Rican versus a Scotsman. This is gonna get ugly.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna.
Somebody's gonna get shanked. Is what's gonna happen.
I mean, when I was in Glasgow and it was like after a Celtic win, some of it's the amount of alcohol that's consumed makes people feel invulnerable. Like seeing literally a lineup of Scottish riot police standing there with the Garda uniforms and everything, and a drunk Scotsman literally throwing a bottle of Jack Daniels at them, like, "Can I fucking put it there?" If Drew is drinking, he's gonna win.
Yes. And the big one, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. I think Cody retains.
Wow, I say Cena wins.
Cena wins. Okay.
I think they're going to give him the record. I mean,
tomorrow night.
Cody's had it for the whole year. Like he's had his, and he's still going to be, he'll get it back.
Yeah.
Like it might be SummerSlam Cena Rhodes rematch. Could be, maybe, because Cena's done at the end of this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I think he's going to win the title and hold it hostage all the way till the end of the year.
I think Survivor Series, maybe.
Mhm.
You can use that Survivor Series to Cody, and then Cody could like have a winner match. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble against
December.
Cody,
Yeah.
something like that, or I don't know. But I think Cena wins.
Mm-hmm.
I say Cody. They can't finish both nights on a dick deflator.
Yeah, especially after this thing. Pay no attention. Another thing that was going around too is that this was through TikTok. Is that there was a claim that Drumstick, the ice cream bar, had spoiled the WrestleMania main event because there's already in-store displays of John Cena holding up the world title with his plate and a drumstick plate on the other side, saying that there's special exclusive WWE drumsticks that are, I guess, on
They
sale.
released marketing way too early.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't like that.
Okay, but he's had the title like 16 other times. You don't
exactly.
think
It could have been an old
from
picture,
before?
right? Yeah. It definitely could be a old thing.
Or remember when the internet said that Alexa Bliss was never coming back, and then 2 weeks later she showed up on Royal Rumble?
She came back.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. Don't listen to the internet community. I remember when WWE was purchased by Saudi government.
That's right.
Yeah, and exactly.
And nobody was talking about them buying AAA, and here we go today.
Yeah, this is well kept. The AAA thing was in the works for a while, at least.
Where were you on that one, Meltzer?
Beginning of the year, it sounded like it sounds like now. Well, the details are coming out that they were talking beginning of the year on to now, and they just closed the deal this week.
Beginning of the year, and nobody said shit.
Yep,
he probably has an NDA or something. Yeah.
Yep. So
I
nobody
think
said all.
At the end of this match, there's going to be a cash in.
Nobody has money in
nobody
the bank.
Nobody has a money in the bank.
yes, they do, because I have it on good authority that Ultimo Dragon money in the bank. Would you imagine the Cena wins and then just you hear that bing ding 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 ding?
To be honest, the crowd would
It's Ultimo Dragon. He's
the
back
crowd would just be quiet.
It's Mania week, so anything could happen. Do we want to give night one a vote out of 10, or are we going to hold till the end?
No,
of
they're
night
separate
two?
shows.
We're all here. We might as well rank it.
Let's
They're
rank
separate
it.
shows.
Sure. Okay. I'll go ahead. I'll go first with it. Again, I am going to go night one. I think the latter half of night one is very much a watchable show, and I think there'll be bits of it that people will revisit for years to come, obviously, and that stuff, especially the the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair match with that, and so and the Jey Uso defeating Gunther by submission.
Give us a number.
That's a big
Yes,
thing.
you're
7 out of 10. So 7 out of 10 for that.
Who's up next?
We'll
go TL.
Oh,
no,
I'm throwing it over to whose house? I'll go 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed this from top to bottom. There wasn't a stinker on this one, except for the very finish.
Yeah, the very tip of the end of it. Yes. Yes. Craig P. Frazier, go for it. I know you didn't see the show.
I'm going to say 9.
Wait. I have a stipulation.
I didn't watch it. No, 9 out of 10. I say 9 out of 10. It's my ranking. I can decide. I say 9 out of 10.
Okay, Trump. Okay, Trump.
In my ranking, I can do whatever ranking I want to. It's my greatest rank. Some of the
greatest ranking.
People say. Long time, they say.
Some people say some of the greatest rankings in the world.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you can give a 9 out of 10 of how likely are you to go back and watch this from 1 to 10?
There we go.
How likely are you to go back and watch this?
Given what I forget. I'll probably be like, you know what, I could watch it back, but tomorrow I'm going to go get turkey at my mother's house because it's like Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday, great day. Lots of turkey, great dinners all the time. The fantastic dinners, best dinners I've ever heard.
I guess I'll go back and watch. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff to do. So
it's
5.
I think the cool thing about this show too, though, is you could go back throughout the week and watch certain bits of it too. Yeah. It's the way it's built. And,
it is on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. You can scroll whenever and check it out. It's very much built for that. So,
but from 1 to 10, how likely are you to go and watch this?
4.
Okay, that's fair.
That's and that is your.
Out of my way.
There's only a 40% chance he goes and watches this one. All right.
I did go. You can do my house first, but there's another comment after.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll do Morehouse here first.
Whose house?
Yeah.
Copyright infringement's house, that's for sure.
Ah.
It's
Anyways,
we're under the whole free use thing, so we're good.
sorry, I'm just coughing here. I got a cold, so that's why
Ah,
I'm
that's
on my
fine.
phone today. Anyways, I give the overall event, I would say, yeah, a 7 out of 10, especially comparing
Alright.
it to the last event I watched, which was that AEW garbage show.
Yeah.
This is 10 times better.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. That's about the same there and that stuff. And of course, we'll see. Like, I know with me, I'm going to try and endeavor to be on tomorrow night. Invitations out to whoever can make it. And we'll talk about night 2. It might just be me by myself ranting into a computer screen talking about night 2, but it'll be
Yeah,
still a fun time.
it's gonna be tough, man.
It's a weird time. I know. It's just such a
Putting
strange
Mania
time.
on an Easter weekend is not an awful idea.
Mhm.
Oh, that's who the mystery opponent's going to be. Is
Jesus.
Jesus.
No, Gobbledygooker returns.
Randy Orton's going to be like, I have to fight Jesus Christ.
And we have a
I'm
question.
not up with that.
We have a question from a comment over on the YouTube channel, Maurice Lopez again. What does Stu Hart give this
Oh,
WrestleMania?
God
Night
damn it.
There you
one?
go.
Well, you know, I watched this match. There's not enough people getting hurt and having to fight through it. It's not something that's something I like, Tiger. You know, so I'm gonna give this.
Stu, was
2
this
out
as
of-
good as fighting the bear?
Oh, let me tell you something about that bear. You know, that bear was a rabble rouser, and he certainly gave me my money's worth. Yeah, I told my boys, I said, if you can fight half as good as that bear, you're gonna make it far in this business, Tiger. So I named that bear Tiger, actually.
Oh, just like your wife, Tiger Lily.
Yeah, Tiger Lily, and Tiger. And
Did you ever get the bear and your wife confused? And if so,
well, sometimes. I don't
how
know.
awkward of a situation did that entail?
Oh, it was a really awkward anniversary one time. I took my wife out to dinner, and it was a bear.
Thank you, Bobby Heenan. And will you stop?
Ordered the salmon.
The bear went nuts.
Bear went nuts and ordered the salmon.
I'm
going to give this pay-per-view 2 out of 10. I didn't see enough. I didn't see enough gusto out there for them boys. Not enough guys that look like they were just getting off their construction shift in the ring. Two guys are too good in shape. I like seeing guys with, looks like they haven't taken their shirt off in 5 years.
Yes.
Pancake nipples, that's the mark of a true wrestler.
Oh my God.
Pancake nipples and a crew cut.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Back in my day, if you were too good looking, they'd have to beat you up to make you more ugly going into wrestling.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's old school. Well, thank you, Stu, for tuning in and checking this out. So, well, we've reached the end of the show of talking about night 1 here for WrestleMania, and everything's going on for night 2. I hope if you're checking this out and you're in Vegas checking things out, hope you're having a great time down there for sure. I'll tell the Undertaker here to rest in peace. There we go. It's done. and out. And we'll give everybody a chance to plug their socials here at this point. If you have a show that you'd like for us to review, we take requests, but they got to come through this email address, nitromaniactv@gmail.com. Send us the smoke, even if you got comments too, even if we're off air. You can send us questions for the email.
And don't forget, we've already locked in our next 3 watches.
That's right. So
yes.
The order goes as such. Morehouse was next to pick. He's taking TNA Unbreakable 2005. By the way, Morehouse, I might have to get you to send me a copy of that show. I thought I had the DVD. Turns out I don't. So
yeah, no, I have a DVD, and I think it's on YouTube too. So I'll send the link.
Okay, cool, even better. I picked Barely Legal 97, and Mr. TL in the Darkest Timeline, the Road to the Darkest Timeline, Over the Edge 99.
We're going to church after that
going
one,
there.
boys.
Yes, we are.
We're going there.
Speaking of church, happy Easter, everyone.
That's right. Yes. He has risen tomorrow. Not tonight.
Risen indeed. Now, we gotta go.
We do. Yes, exactly.
Well, I gotta go, so I'm gonna just plug my thing real quick. At TMLOUTAN. I want to smoke, and good night.
Good night. Later. Bye. He's gone. So there we go. So he had to take off. Craig, you're over on Blue Sky. I know that's kind of a it's a different way of their thing is different.
It's
CP Fraser at Blue Sky Social. Yeah, you have it in their little bar at the bottom there.
CP Fraser at Blue Sky Social.
Yeah,
it's basically Twitter with just less fascists, less bot accounts.
I find it runs smoother too. Like it's a cleaner setup. Yeah,
it's not a bad site. I'm not really on there, so if to like message, I'll check things out every now and then. So if you message me, I'm probably not going to get back to you. So
follow him anyway.
Probably what's going to happen. But
follow him anyway, and he'll end up doing like crazy old like leaf rants or something. I don't know.
Videos. Yeah, might be doing a Fresh Horses podcast with my dad and my brother on those.
Excellent. So Morehouse, so I have you in the right window. I saw that you just flip-flop window there.
Yeah, it's that lovely Shaw connection. Yes.
Oh, great. There we go. Lovely. All right. And for you, Morehouse, where can they follow your stuff?
I am still building the social media platform, but stay tuned for Kayfabe Wrestling. That's going to be the corporate company that I'm running. It's going to be a YouTube channel showcasing history of Western Canadian wrestling.
Sweet. Yes. And your stuff is coming for that. I just am in the process of crossing a few I's and dotting a few T's on getting something that would help expedite the process a little bit. So,
I'm getting the entire library.
Yes. Yeah. It's just it's a lack of a thing that goes between the computer and the VCR to convert the file. That's what it is. So.
Well, I have tools if you need to borrow tools.
I think I got one coming, so we'll see. But I'll let you know. But anyways, yeah, we'll get you going on that. Linktree at Kellen Nitro is everything. It's all the links for all the stuff that I'm doing across the board. This, that, and the other thing, and that's it. So thanks again, guys, for this bonus edition for night 1 for WrestleMania. Like I said, I have something lined up for night 2. I'm not sure if I'll get around to it or not. I might just pop on solo tomorrow night and just ramble off a few things that I've liked and I don't like. It might be a very quick show tomorrow night because it is Easter Sunday, and these guys are taking time out of their holiday to come and join us for this. So that I do appreciate. This will be a full show that's uploaded onto all of the socials and everything. And also check out, we're doing shorts now from these shows. It's over on the NITROManiac TV Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel. And so all the funny bits end up on the channel like that, because that's the way the AI cuts it. See, I send it to AI and AI cuts it all and then throws it up there. So it's pretty cool. So, but anyways, for myself, for Craig P. Fraser, and for Morehouse, thanks again for tuning in. And we'll catch you next time here on NITROManiac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. This has been Nitro Takes Live. Enjoy the, I think the next event at the Collective here is the Joey Janela Clusterfuck, which is that super insane battle royal they run. And that's on at midnight our time here. So I'm going to go check that out. I'll see you guys later. Have a great one.
You got the little man, you got the big man, and you got the bigger man.